which means increased price for XRP. This is incredible news. But here's the thing that got me really excited, and this is where we start talking about, okay, yeah, this bull run, we might be getting to the realm of like $10, $11, $12 for XRP. That's fine. And but sometimes once we enter the utility phase, and I believe which is why you can count on Ranger Ripple for professional grade product.
Sorry, guys, here we go.
I think the moment they sign that deal and the SEC approve it, that Ripple has now become a bank, it's going to change everything. And I want to tell you why. Because XRP underneath. So this allows financial institutions and all kinds of entities to use XRP essentially for their transactions. It allows transactions to settle very quickly, very cheaply, so on and so forth. Because Ripple don't need SWIFT, Ripple are able to settle massive transactions in accordance to and with alongside the government without SWIFT, but using the new standard of language, ISO 20022, they can do it all using Ripple's technology. Here's why that's really compelling. Because the moment they do that, utility begins, because the competitive advantage between Ripple and any other bank is now being highlighted.
Good morning, Warriors. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite crypto news related channel. And today, guys, I had to come at you live on the Sunday morning stream, and we're starting out with some donations. Massive thank you to Xavier ID with the Let's Go celebration emojis. And today, make no mistake about it, guys, we are celebrating together as we watch the growth of the XRP price chart. And that clip that I started off with Krypto Lewis is explaining how everything we're experiencing right now is pre-utility, pre-regulation, and most likely pre-alt season pump for the XRP community. But everybody who watches our channel knows I've been saying we needed a daily closure above 260, which we got on Friday, and we need a weekly closure above $2.85 today. Now, when that happens, the XRP price chart is ready for its next leg up in this market. But right now, we're looking at a market that is being driven by Bitcoin. Now, we are seeing XRP up 26% on the week. Bitcoin is up about 9.5%. But look at the price for the Bitcoin community, as today, Bitcoin is trading at $119,000. I saw we reached as high as about $119.5 this morning. We've got Ethereum back above $3,000, up 17% on the 7-day. XRP coming in third, $169 billion in market cap, trading at about $2.86 this morning, up 5% on the 24-hour and 26% on the 7-day, guys. And the title of this stream, XRP is breaking out right now. I'm going to show you guys some charts, some updates, and a little bit of TA breaking down exactly where people should be aware of. Are we going to get back above $3 this weekend? Does it happen next week? And what occurs for the XRP price chart once we are trading back above $3, guys? But it's Sunday morning. We already got 3,000 live listeners here joining us, over 350 watching on the brand new Good Evening Crypto channel. So shout out to you guys. If you're enjoying this content, quick reminder, smash that like button and subscribe to the brand new channel. Now I'm going to give you an update every single day at a minimum at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're also going to be doing live streams like this. When the market is moving, I want to jump on air and celebrate with you guys. But what have we seen with the XRP price chart? Since November, $2 has been that support level. And every time we've approached this range, buyers have come into this project with volume. Now, anybody who's been doing their research over the last couple of days knows that the primary XRP volume is being driven from South Korea. We are seeing South Korea have hourly candles with over $1 billion worth of volume. Yes, you heard me correctly. South Korea right now is trading over $1 billion worth of XRP every single hour. And the volume here starting to ramp up really does speak for itself. I saw during the pump earlier this week, we saw XRP reach $16 billion worth of daily volume. Now, let me give you a little bit of context. If we're looking at an XRP price chart and what the volume typically does, it does anywhere from 1.5 to $2.5 billion every day. Well, right now, even on this Sunday, we have seen, and I'm going to give you the live data just to make sure I get this correct, so bear with me here, guys. We have seen over $7.5 billion worth of daily volume. And like I said on Friday, we had over $16 billion worth of volume come into the XRP project. Now, I want to give a big shout out to both Zach Rector and Mikkel, because two things our listeners should keep an eye on. One, how crazy does the volatility get over this next week or so? Because when XRP is getting daily closures above $3, the lawsuit is over. Genius Bill is going to be implemented here inside the United States, regulating stablecoins going forward. There is going to be an institutional liquidity come into XRP like we have never seen before. And I'll repeat that. Institutional liquidity is about to come into XRP in a way that we have never seen before. But live chat, you know how we do it here on Good Evening Crypto. I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions. First of all, if you're excited and enjoying this content, show us some love, smash that like button. Mike Brown with the $5, massive thank you for the donation. Just want to thank you, Abs, Johnny, Mario, and Gonzo. And I want to give a special shout out to both Gonzo and Mario. We missed them last week. Now, Gonzo, I think you're in the live chat as well. Gonzo said, let me know if you want company. Of course I want some company. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Gonzo the DM for the StreamYard. We're going to have Gonzo jump on if he's available as well. Now, here's the thing, guys. It's a Sunday morning stream. It's a spontaneous stream. But when the XRP price chart is moving, the XRP community needs a place to come together and celebrate. That is what we're doing right now. Now, Van E commented, what is the current support right now? Well, here's what's great. First of all, we already got our daily closure above 260. I thought that we would come back and back test over the weekend about $2.80. We clearly went below that. We went to about 271, and it's easier to see on some of these shorter time frames. Let me switch to the 4-hour candles here, because this is what we had. The XRP price chart broke out, touched about $2.97 on Friday. That was amazing. That happened during Good Morning Crypto. We were able to celebrate together here, guys. Well, over the weekend, these are 4-hour candles you're looking at. We did pull all the way back to about $2.65. Well, that was a great opportunity for anybody who wanted some last-minute access to XRP, because from that point forward, it has been nothing but green candles for the XRP community. And here's what I'm anticipating, guys. If we are able to break above 285, get that daily closure tonight, next week, we are going to see several daily closures above $3 for the XRP price chart. Let me repeat that one more time. We are going to see several weekly closures above $3 for the XRP price chart. And I'm going to show you that video of Crypto Lewis, because what does he explain? We are on the precipice of what we've been predicting for years. And it's not just me or Johnny or Gonzo or Mario. It is the XRP community in general that has been talking about the advancement of digital assets and how we are sitting just before the bull run that we have all been waiting for. And what do I mean by that? I mean that the biggest companies, BlackRock, JP Morgan, Bank of America, all the companies that we've been speculating on and waiting for are finally stepping into the game here and beginning to invest in many of our favorite assets, but most importantly, XRP. Now, before I start breaking that down, I want to give some shout outs to both HBAR and XLM, because XLM has been crushing it this week, up another 25% on a daily candle. But here's what's more interesting. When you look at what it's done over the past week or so, I believe XLM is up over 50% on the week. So I'm going to open up the trading view here and kind of break down some of the details for you guys. I do just want to remind you all, quick reminder, we got 5,500 people, nearly 500 watching on the brand new Good Evening Crypto channel. Now, I want to give a massive thank you to both Xavier and Mike Brown for the live donations. We appreciate each and every single donation. And if you're just finding this channel, we do a daily update every single day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So check us out and definitely subscribe to this brand new channel if you enjoy the live stream. Now, what do we see with Stellar in particular? Starting on July 6th, Stellar was trading at about 23 cents in value. Well, today, the Stellar community, which is a lot of XRP investors, they are waking up over 50%, up over 100% in the last few days here. Now, why is that important? XLM and XRP not only move together, they play off one another. There's a great example of this that happened back in October of 2023. After the resolution of the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, there was a BlackRock filing for a spot ETF in Wyoming or in Delaware. I'll have to check it. But what happened is the XRP price chart pumped 10% based on the speculation that BlackRock had just filed for the first ever spot XRP ETF. Well, the XLM price chart also moved the exact same amount, moved up about, I think it was 12.5%, maybe 6 or 7 cents for the price chart on XLM that day. And what it did for the XRP community was it pointed out the obvious correlation between positive price action for XRP and positive price action for XLM. And it even goes as far as to show that we don't need positive news for XLM in order to benefit on the price chart. Because what we're seeing right now is development after development for Ripple and the XRP community. Well, the XLM price chart is also sitting here benefiting. So first of all, shout out to the XLM community making a ton of money this week. But we also have one of my favorites, HBAR, starting to outperform the rest of the market, sitting at about 10.5 billion in total market cap. But look at the volume, $1.4 billion worth of volume for HBAR today. And it's a Sunday. The volume here is unbelievable for some of our favorite projects. We are looking at them outperform and emerge here in a way that I didn't anticipate would happen at least until Monday morning. But let's just observe what's happened here for HBAR. HBAR started off the week at about 12 cents in value. And today, another project that is up over 100% in just 7 days. Let me repeat that. Up 100% in just 7 days for the HBAR community. And people are going to have the obvious question, are we still early? For HBAR, absolutely. This is a project that I believe is extremely undervalued. And as you can tell, it's only 10 billion in total market cap. That is going to be a drop in the bucket when the end game is done here for HBAR. And I love how the analysis right here on the right-hand side of the screen says HBAR has finally broken out with a minimum target of 70 cents. But live chat, I would love to know, one's in the chat if you own HBAR, two's in the chat if you do not own HBAR. But I just see we got El Jefe, aka the boss man himself, in the live chat with a $50 donation on the Sunday morning. You've made my morning, El Jefe. Big shout out to you. And this was his comment. All-time high coming like a freight train. XLM Love Waters prediction. Huge HBAR as well. All of these projects, not only do I own, we've been talking about them for years here on GMC. Gonzo, Mario, Johnny Krypto. If you're new to the Good Evening Crypto channel, this started after Good Morning Crypto. So we do a daily show every day, 11 a.m. Eastern, where we talk about these projects. And what's so exciting about what we've seen thus far is that the people who have followed our advice are the ones who are making the most money in this market right now. And yes, XRP's pumping, HBAR is pumping, we have Stellar pumping, and I'm not talking 10, 20%. We're talking 100% gains in only 7 days. But these other projects are not quite moving as well. Like Solana, still just trading at 163. Ethereum, barely below $3,000. Now, the Ethereum community is celebrating up 17% on the week. But compared to these other projects that have emerging ecosystems, we are just getting started on this journey here in 2025. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a great video here from Crypto Lewis. And I do want to give a massive thank you once again to El Jefe, aka the boss man, in the live chat. Shout out to you with the $50 donation. Big thank you to Mike Brown and massive thank you to Xavier, guys. But anybody who's here watching, commenting, celebrating this XRP pump, congratulations, guys. We are all making money together. And I believe this journey is just beginning in the summer of 2025. But let's listen to about 60 seconds of Crypto Lewis describe how XRP is gearing up for the utility run we have all been predicting. Here it is.
Which means increased price for XRP. This is incredible news. But here's the thing that got me really excited. And this is where we start talking about, okay, yeah, this bull run, we might be getting to the realm of like $10, $11, $12 for XRP. That's fine. But once we enter the utility phase, and I believe that this whole thing, Ripple becoming a bank, I think this is the start of the utility phase. I think the moment they sign that deal and the SEC approve it, that Ripple has now become a bank, it's going to change everything. And I want to tell you why. Because XRP underneath. So this allows financial institutions and all kinds of entities to use XRP essentially for their transactions. It allows transactions to settle very quickly, very cheaply, so on and so forth. Because Ripple don't need SWIFT, Ripple are able to settle massive transactions in accordance to and with alongside the government without SWIFT, but using the new standard of language, ISO 20022, they can do it all using Ripple's technology. Here's why that's really compelling. Because the moment they do that, utility begins, because the competitive advantage between Ripple and any other bank is now being highlighted. So let's say it might take $1,000 to do $1 million transaction in fees, and that was what it would cost using any other bank and the SWIFT system and all of that. It could cost like less than $10. This is multitudes less that it would cost to do these transactions. Now, of course, Ripple would then add their cut on top of that in terms of fees, and people will happily pay the fees because at the end of all of it, you'll end up paying like, I'm making numbers up here, but you might end up paying $200 instead of $1,000 still. And the customer gets cheaper fees. So the customer experience is faster because you can send payments across the world instantaneously. And it's way cheaper, and it's not going to fail because the amount of payments people do cross borders that fails. I'm talking really quickly here because I'm too excited. Not only is that going to be a great experience for us, it's also going to provide Ripple with a massive margin to make some profit, which we want them to do as a company. But when there's profit, other companies and other banks will start sniffing around. They'll go, what is this? We can make more money and charge our customers less. Like, I think we want to do that. And we don't need Swift to do it because it's all handled as well. It's kind of like this all-in-one software that can do the whole thing. Yes, please. That's what will happen. This is the moment. Ripple, if Ripple is basically what this will allow Ripple to do is.
And there you have it, guys. This is the moment that the Ripple and XRP community have been waiting for. And I don't think it could be more obvious with us being on the precipice of both the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, and the anti-CBDC surveillance bill that is set to be addressed by the House this week. Now, this person commented, Abs, will Ripple get a banking license? Yes. And I can take you through some of that today. I actually have a Good Evening Crypto video that I'm planning on releasing tomorrow, showing the connections between both the Federal Reserve and what Ripple is doing with this master account. But if people haven't been paying attention, this is some massive news set to be released this week. So the Federal Reserve announced just a few days ago on July 8th, prepare to go live with ISO 20022 on the FedWire Fund service on July 14th with these testing and training resources. You heard that correctly, guys. The Federal Reserve has confirmed they are going live with ISO starting on July 14th. That's a major update. And we just got a $10 donation from George Michael. Massive shout out to you, flexing in the profile picture. Now, if Johnny Krypto is here, I have him flex on stream, but we got to give a big shout out to our boy. George Michael commented, put on your shades because our future is looking bright. Shout out to Patrick Bet David. The XRP community is on the precipice of something huge, guys. And what I'm trying to do is show you the catalyst that will take us there. But let me show you a couple of price charts I think you're going to appreciate. So first of all, this is one from Ali Charts. And what's so relevant about this from Ali is that he's not an XRP investor. This man is just a TA guy. He's just a chart analyst. He shares these thoughts and predictions for all different communities. But right now, his eyes are set on the XRP price chart. And this is exactly what he had to say. When you zoom out on XRP, it's hard not to go all in. You heard that correctly. A weekly close above $3 could set the stage for a rally to $6 or even higher. And it's funny because what's my prediction been from day one for the XRP community? Anybody who's been watching me since 2023 knows I've said during this bull run, XRP at a minimum, house money, essentially like a guarantee, $6 to $8 during this bull run. And we are seeing that come to fruition right now. And look at this. We got Ali Charts, somebody who's not a part of the XRP community, saying it's hard not to go all in when you're looking at a price chart like this. And what is he showing? 8 years of consolidation for the XRP community. You could not ask for a better structure right before our final leg up. But live chat, I'm going to throw the comments on screen and ask you guys, let's get engaged here. I want to give a big shout out to Gonzo as well. Gonzo, if you're watching, I sent the StreamYard to your email. So shout out to Gonzo. If we can get him on, that would be amazing. Onzo said, Abs, where's the best beef in the North Shore? Well, the best beef is at Johnny Krypto's house, my friends, if we're talking about biceps there. But I'm not a beef guy. Listen, I love a good steak. I eat chicken every day. But when it comes to finding that high quality beef, I'm not the guy to go to. I'm a Whole Foods shopper. Some may even call me a sheeple. But getting back into some serious talk, obviously I'm making some jokes. There's another big important narrative that people should be aware of today. Did you all know that 2 years ago to the day, Judge Torres ended the Ripple lawsuit and gave us the conclusion that XRP in and of itself was not a security? Now, here's what John Deaton had to say. Out of over 2,000 exhibits submitted by the parties, Judge Torres only cited a few dozen in her summary judgment decision. XRP holders' affidavits was one of them. When ruling secondary market sales of XRP are not securities, she also cited my efforts in the amicus counsel in the case. So that's really interesting as well. Shout out to John Deaton and the XRP holder affidavits, which I think was 75,000 people. 1 hour after the Judge Torres decision, Coinbase, Kraken, and other American exchanges relisted XRP for trading, and we made history defeating the SEC government. Here's a couple seconds of John Deaton celebrating the win 2 years ago to the day.
Think they're going to win?
No. I think the SEC is going to lose, but that doesn't mean Ripple's going to get an outright win either. But I think the SEC is going to lose at summary judgment because of the theory that they went with. Charlie, normally when you go after a promoter, you say, well, on this particular day, you made an unregistered securities offering or sell. And that particular transaction was a security, an investment contract. And now they're saying that all sales of XRP, the token itself is a security.
I think they're,
and that's the problem.
See,
John, this is why all eyes are on this case.
By the way,
and why Twitter blows up every time you come on the show. Just to point out, guys.
I think the SEC is going to win. And I'll tell you, it's going to be a bad day for crypto if they win.
That's hilarious, guys. Wow. Let's replay that just one more time. Gasparino with the bold prediction.
On this case.
By the way,
and why Twitter blows up every time you come on the show. Just to point out, guys.
I think the SEC is going to win. And I'll tell you, it's going to be a bad day for crypto if they win.
Okay, we're going to bet dinner on that? Steak.
So you heard it right there. Charlie Gasparino predicted the SEC was win, and he bet John Deaton a steak dinner on that deal. Now, guys, can you update me? I'm pretty sure John Deaton did get his steak dinner, but I know we got a lot of new listeners here. We just passed 11,000 live listeners on this Sunday morning. And if you're watching on the brand new Good Evening Crypto channel, smash that like button and subscribe because we do daily updates on XRP. So check it out, guys. I think you're really going to appreciate it. This is my brand new channel. Now, Gonzo is in the live chat, guys. He said, missed you guys this week. Big shout out to Gonzo. Gonzo was busy with work. We had Mario traveling. We had Johnny living the dream at the lake house. This week, it is going to be back to normal. We're going to have the whole team back together on Good Morning Crypto. But let's give a quick update on the XRP price chart because I think there's a lot of people saying, are we early? Are we late? Let's dispel some of the rumors here. Well, even if we're just looking at the calendar year of 2025, we are still below our highest ranges. Let's not forget, in early January, the XRP price chart had several daily closures above $3.25. That seems to be a key range people should keep an eye on. But I've drawn this line several times. We needed a daily closure above 260. We got it. We need a weekly closure above 285. That is what we're watching this morning. If we can get a daily closure and a weekly closure above 285 for XRP, it's off to the races for the entire community. And Gonzo gave a big shout out here. There it is. We are back to the mid-range of 275. If it does not hold, keep an eye on $2.65. So people out there, I actually had somebody reach out and say, Abs, I'm thinking about setting some limit orders below $2. What do you think? I said, I don't think we're going to get there. I don't think we're going to see XRP below $2. And as you can tell, Gonzo is the great TA guy in our community. He's predicting that we don't see below 265, at least in the short term. And we'll kind of play this thing as it goes. But what are we heading into over the next week? We are heading into the first ever Crypto Week for the United States government. And if you're new to this show, we've been covering it all throughout the week. U.S. House leadership has announced Crypto Week, which begins July 14th through the 18th. And remember, guys, this corresponds perfectly with the update that I showed you from the Federal Reserve. We're on July 14th. They go live for testing and training on ISO 20022 protocols. Now, people want to say, there's no such thing as an ISO compliant token. Here is why it's important. And here's why the ISO compliant tokens are going to benefit off of these developments. Now, ISO is essentially a messaging standard. You're sending messages at the speed of light. It's like a text message. You send it to your friend and it gets there instantaneously. If you're going to have instant messaging with value correlated to that, it means you need an instant settlement system. And when you look at the blockchains that are capable of being instant settlement, there's only a few. It's Stellar, it's HBAR, it's XRP, it's Algorand, right? It's these native blockchains, these layer ones that have been here since day one that are finally set to benefit from this mass adoption. Now, Gonzo just commented as well, no sub $2 XRP unless Bitcoin goes back down to $100,000. Live chat, I'm throwing the question out there as we go through this update. Ones, if you believe we see below a $2 XRP. Twos, if you think we do not see that in the calendar year of 2025. So remember, ones for below $2, twos if you think we stay above that number. I'm definitely a 2. I do not think we are going to get an opportunity to buy sub $2 XRP unless we see something major happen with the Bitcoin price. And what do we know right now? The Bitcoin price is driving price action as we speak. Bitcoin outperformed from what we've typically seen. And we know why. And I'm bouncing around a little bit, but bear with me here, guys. We do have 12,000 live listeners, over 842 watching on the brand new Good Evening Crypto channel. Just a quick reminder, subscribe to the channel for daily updates every single day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And also when the prices are moving and things are exciting like they are now, we're going to take a little advice from Alex Cobb. We're going to capitalize on that opportunity and bring the XRP community together to celebrate, because this is what it's all about, guys. We waited years to have an opportunity to celebrate $2, $3, and eventually $5 or $10 XRP. Let's enjoy that moment. Let's take a deep breath. Let's enjoy the moment that we are in, because people are unable to witness how unique this opportunity is. If you just came into the market in the last 6 or 8 months, you think this market is nothing but positive headlines and positive price action. What we went through as a community, and let's just address it as XRP, for the last 3, 4, 5, 8 years, if you came in 2017, we had to overcome all this adversity here. And what's been very clear after watching the XRP price pump over these last several months, there was a lot of people who came in the bear market and left in the bear market. They bought all their XRP at 30 cents. They sold it all at 52 cents because they said, you know what? This project's going nowhere. It's a 50-cent stable coin. But there was a unique portion of the XRP community, the thousands of people who are joining us right now, who said, I'm willing to stomach that volatility. We are sitting on something so big. The US government actively working to suppress this project. We've been annexed out of the United States. We've been criticized by Bitcoin investors, by Ethereum investors, by Solana investors. For years, hedge funds would deny the fact that XRP and Ripple were expanding overseas, and they would even skip over it in their analysis. You would watch these analysis on Fox Business, and you know what they would be telling us? Look at Bitcoin, look at Ethereum. They would skip XRP and go, look at Solana, right? So we are finally in a day and age where the biggest companies on the planet are excited about XRP and right about to invest in a way we have never seen before. And I want to give a massive thank you to JB as well with the $20 donation, making my Sunday morning, my friends. You guys are amazing. He said, thank you, Abs, thank you for being here on a Sunday. We all appreciate you. Well, I appreciate each and every single one of you. And to be quite frank, I love doing this. So this is the best thing. When the XRP price is pumping, I know I have an excuse to go live. I'm going to come on here and talk to all you guys. This is one of my favorite things. That's why I've been doing it every single day for over 3 years and 8 months at this point, guys. I have done a live stream 5 days a week for at least an hour for almost 4 years. So when people ask me, why am I so excited? I mean, we're in a new day and age. We're literally in a new era for the XRP community in general. It's not just about XRP. I'm just so excited for the XRP community because we may be on the precipice of something historic, and that is a double-digit price chart for the XRP community. Now, Hannah said, Abs, you're making our Sunday. I want to give another shout out to KG. KG, OG. That's what he should be called, a loyal listener. We got Love Stocks in the house. We got Messy Leo in the house. All the people that I look forward to seeing. Warrior Ale, big shout out to you. I loved our chat that we had at the retreat. We got Julie Taft in the house. We got Worcester Hills Farm. Now, shout out to Worcester, because if you're in Massachusetts, I'm right by you, my friend. We're only a couple of miles away from one another. We got 13,000 people here, guys. I'd love to know in the live chat, if you are in the state of Massachusetts, do me a favor and throw a 1 in the chat. I want to know how many people in the live chat right now are sitting in the state of Massachusetts celebrating like we are kind of here on the Good Evening Crypto stream. Now, Rosie commented, wow, amazing commitment and consistency. You're incredible. Big thank you to Rosie. Appreciate you, Rosie Donovan. We also got Clinton in the house. Now, guys, I'm not just giving back with the live streams. I want to make a point as well. Look at the XRP price chart. It's outperforming. I've told you several times, when the Good Evening Crypto channel passes 10,000 subscribers, you heard that correctly. When I pass 10,000 subscribers, I am giving away a signed David Schwartz hat live on the Good Evening Crypto channel. And we've done giveaways before. I've given away a couple of t-shirts. We gave away XRP Las Vegas tickets. I think we gave away a signed hat as well. This is the biggest one. I really believe this David Schwartz hat is awesome. It's been sitting on my desk for a while, and bear with me for about 5 seconds. I'm going to grab it to show you guys. I'm already back. So here's what it is. We are going to be giving away this signed David Schwartz hat absolutely free on the Good Evening Crypto channel to one of our subscribers. But that happens when we break 10,000 subscribers. So if you'd like a chance to win the hat, subscribe to the brand new Good Evening Crypto channel and continue showing up to live streams like this, as we will be giving it away during one of these live streams, guys. But if you're just joining today's episode, thank you for being here. It's exciting. Obviously, we're all waiting for it. Will we get a daily closure above $3? Well, it's the stairway to heaven, guys. And I've said it for a very long time. We need a weekly closure above 285. And I think we're going to get there. And it really comes down to the volume that we are experiencing on the XRP price chart. And I can bounce around a bit, guys, because I don't want to underplay this. XLM is up 100% in 7 days. HBAR is up 100% in only 7 days. And I want to give a massive thank you to Crypto Clay, another $20 donation. You guys are making my Sunday morning. Huge thank you. I really do appreciate every single donation, guys. He said, thank you, Abs. You are a machine. Well, I learned from the best. I watched guys like Bearable Bull, Digital Asset Investor, Coach JV, you name it. I watch all these streamers and I try to take a little bit of what they all do great and apply it to my own program here. So I watch all the other streamers the same way that you guys are watching this live stream. I am in all the other live streams as well, trying to take notes and improve my product. But big thank you to you. And what I was getting at here is that I think this move for the ISO compliant tokens is just getting started. It's like Crypto Lewis said, here in 2025 is when the utility kicks off for the XRP community. And I'm going to show you a video of Brad Garlinghouse explaining how he thinks we're on the precipice of something historic here in 2025.
The market opportunity here is massive. You have trillions of dollars flowing cross-border globally. It's still largely dominated by the SWIFT network, if you will. And that's architecture. That's a technology architecture that was developed 50 years ago. There's an opportunity to modernize. That takes time, particularly when you have a government in the U.S. kind of combating that innovation. But that's changing now. The Trump effect, if you will, is profound. You're seeing that in asset prices, but you're also going to see that in the adoption of these technologies.
So what did he say at the end of that clip? The adoption of these technologies is what's so important. Now, the CFTC, the SEC, the OCC, the FDIC have all come out and given clearance. We can engage in the digital asset sector. These were the biggest adversaries. These were the people preventing the development of blockchain products here inside the United States. Well, now they're actually endorsing these products. They're working with the biggest companies in the space to develop and allow them to build here in the US. Now, guys, I did just see we got another live chat donation. Massive thank you here. This is from Kronos, another daily listener. Big shout out to you. He said, Abs, where's the best beef in the... Oh, sorry, that's the wrong comment. Kronos commented, my family is currently holding 35,000 XRP. We are here for the long term. Hashtag the Murrays. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Murrays. 35,000 XRP. You are well on your way and you are set up for success, my friend. And the data, that's not my opinion. The data speaks for itself. As if you're going to be a top 10% XRP token holder on planet Earth, you only need 2,500 XRP. That is less than 8% of the total XRP that Kronos holds here. So shout out to you, shout out to your family, and hopefully you are heading into years of prosperity, not only for you and your family, but for the entire XRP community. And this data is so important, guys, because it shows how little XRP it really takes to be a major player here. If you have 11,000 XRP, you're in the top 4%. If you have 9,000 XRP, you are in the top 5% of token holders on planet Earth. And here's what's even more interesting. As the price continues to rise, it is going to become increasingly more difficult every single day for regular middle-class Americans to accumulate meaningful portfolios of XRP. This person commented, my family's holding 25,000 XRP. Shout out to you and your family. Now, guys, I would have one word of advice. Don't put how much XRP you hold in the chat. Just do yourself a favor. Keep it subjective. There's no need to share it. And I guess I'm being kind of hypocritical putting it on screen. This person commented 15,000 XRP bags since 2021. Shout out to you, Paul, because what does that tell me? You've made a ton of money in the last 8 months, just like anybody else who has been here for several years. So shout out to you guys. This person commented, I have 400. Now, if you have 400 XRP, keep DCAing. This is a game of exposure for a lot of people, right? If you believe XRP is well on its way to double digits and eventually $100 or $1,000 per token, then this should be about a game of exposure. And if you have 100, 500, 1,000 XRP, my advice to you would be in the game of accumulation. Have a number in mind. Say, I'd like to get to 2,500 XRP. Disregard the price, dollar cost average till you get there. I think that sets you up for the best chance of success in the long term. That's just my personal opinion and what I've done for myself. This person commented, first time here, I'm a holder. It's getting very excited and I'm in England. Shout out to the people in England. Shout out to the UK community as well. We got a lot of people over there who watch Good Evening Crypto and Good Morning Crypto. Now, Joe commented, $2.47 average price, LFG, my friends. And shout out to you, Joe. We may never see a sub $2.50 XRP again. Live chat, I'm going to come at you for the question. One's if you think we go below $2.50 for XRP. Two's if you think we stay above that number for the remainder of this calendar year. Now, $2.50, it could just be a candle wick, right? It could literally be Bitcoin pulls back to 110,000, XRP's dragged to 250 for about a couple of hours, and then we're back in action. So I wouldn't overestimate if we had a prediction. Excuse me, I had to burp there. Shout out to the people who've heard me burp before. It's one of the things, if you're going to talk on stream solo dolo for a couple of hours, it's going to be a couple of burps on stream. I'm also going to take a couple of pauses to drink my morning coffee. Now, typically, I would drink black morning coffee. Sunday morning celebration pump, we're going to add a little bit of creamer to the mix, guys. But we got 14,500, over 917 watching on my brand new Good Evening Crypto channel. I want to give a massive shout out to the people who are there. We already passed 411 likes on the stream. Let's set the goal, guys. Can we break 500 likes during the live stream? Make my dreams come true on this Sunday morning. And I love and appreciate you guys. I also just want to give a huge shout out to anybody who sends the live donations. Xavier, Mike Brown, El Jefe, and everybody knows El Jefe. He's the boss man of the Good Evening Crypto live chat. George Michael, Onzo, JB, Crypto Clay, and of course, Kronos with the 35K XRP bag, guys. Shout out to the future billionaires in the GEC community. And I don't think we even need to be billionaires. We just got to be millionaires. We got to have that freedom, that personal prosperity, right? And I think Gonzo, big shout out to Gonzo, guys. I want to give a huge thank you to my teammate, my friend. Shout out to Gonzo. What we're talking about is a financial cushion. And what happens here when XRP goes to $4 or $5 and you've been dollar cost averaging at 50 cents, it doesn't matter if you plan on leveraging it in DeFi. It doesn't matter if you plan on borrowing against your XRP. It doesn't matter if you plan on letting it sit in your ledger and just looking at the number go up over the next couple of years. It is going to give the XRP community a financial cushion, right? The ability to pay off debt, the ability to start a business, the ability to put a down payment on a house. That's what this is about. So don't just be excited about the fact that the number is going up. Be excited about the fact that a whole new world of possibilities is opening as the XRP community collectively makes money together. So I would love to hear, do you guys have any plans to start a small business? Do you have plans to put a down payment on a home? What are you going to do with some of your XRP profit? Let's even throw out the hypothetical. Let's say XRP gets to $10, $20, $50 in the next 2 years. What are you going to do with that money? Are you going to save it or are you going to put it to work? I would love to hear what the XRP community plans on doing. And this person said pre-wealthy, right? And that may be pre-wealthy because we're on the precipice of just being wealthy here for the XRP community. Am I right? This person said business. This person said retire, pay off my mortgage, paying off debt, invest in my daughter. These are the things, KT, shout out to you. I'm not going to throw that one on screen, but big shout out to you. He said, this person commented, Jay Jacob, another daily listener, where do you think the XRP price will be by the year 2040? Now, if you want to hear something exciting, shout out to Jake Claver, because I'm going to be interviewing Jake Claver on July 18th on the Good Morning Crypto Show. So if you're excited, guys, be sure to smash and subscribe. We are going to be interviewing Jake Claver. And what has Jake been predicting? We are going to see a 4-digit XRP by the end of the year. You heard that correctly. Jake Claver is predicting a 4-digit, not a $10, not a $100, $1,000 XRP by November of December because it will be used as a solution for the global liquidity crisis. I want to give a big shout out and then I'll continue with my diatribe here. William Brenner with the $2 donation. He said, thank you, Abs and crew. Jesus is king and glory to his. Now, guys, you do know I'm a strong Christian. I got my cross on 24/7, my gold cross on my neck. So shout out to you guys. We love you. We're appreciative of every single person in our live chat. Thank you for the $2 donation, William. My point being, we're going to be interviewing Jake Claver on July 18th. And what are we going to be talking about? How high can the XRP price go? And when you throw a comment in there, I think it was Jay Jacob in the live chat. I lost the comment because it's moving so fast. What do I think the XRP price could be by 2040? $10,000, $15,000, $50,000. If you're talking about 15 years from now and the XRPL develops into what I think many people believe it's becoming, $100,000 is on the table. And it sounds ridiculous. It really does. But if you're newer to the community, saying a $2.80 asset is going to be $100,000 in the next 15 years. But if you know what's coming, that there is a global shift in finance that's already taking place right now. When that global shift is in full effect, it's like somebody in 1942 saying, what do you think the stock market is going to be worth in 1988? Right? We're just early. We're just really early. And Gonzo makes a good comment here. I think Jake is just early, but I can't wait to hear about his liquidity crisis thesis. I completely agree. And I want to give a big shout out to Jake Claver, his friend Max Kaiser, or not Max Kaiser, I'm forgetting Max Avery is his last name, Mickle. Those guys are great content creators, and we always look forward to interviewing them and kind of having them on the show. So if you guys are looking for other great XRP content creators, Coach JV, Mickle, Zach Rector, Alex Cobb, Waters Above, another one. I love watching these guys. I love watching the Bearable Bull when he puts out content. Now, I know he's been a little lackadaisical recently in the year 2025, but from last bull run to now, Bearable Bull was a staple of my XRP content on YouTube. I used to always watch that. Now, this person commented, where is the breakout? Well, here's the breakout that we're witnessing, guys. XRP in the last week alone is up over 25%. And I want to pull up the data to kind of give it to you guys live here on air. But it's not just XRP. Bitcoin created a brand new all-time high this morning. Heading into crypto week, we traded all the way up to $119,400. I mean, here's what's interesting, guys. And I'm thinking live. We're doing a live show, so you know how it is. I'm processing live on air. My prediction this whole time has been about $140,000 Bitcoin, $150,000, $170,000 at an absolute max. If momentum continues the way it has, maybe these $200,000 price predictions do end up coming to fruition. If we see this type of momentum from now until the end of the year, it's going to be insane if this price action continues. Now, Robert Lucas commented, Hannah, any idea if that was real news or just more BS? I'd like to hear the news that you guys are discussing so I can break it down and read it live on air. Sorry, stop delaying. It's live. We are absolutely live. Eric commented, Jake said it's 4 digits by the end of the year. LOL, let's try to hit $10 first, 2 digits first. The stairway to heaven, my friends. I'm sensing a little bit of sarcasm there, Eric. Shout out to you. We always see Eric in the live chat. We appreciate you, my friend, and I appreciate those comments. I do think you're right. I think a $10 XRP is in the cards. $1,000 XRP, guys. I mean, listen, I'm here for it. I'm rooting for it, but I'm going to have to wait till my interview with Jake Claver to be convinced. And if he does convince me, I'll be transparent about that as well. But for now, I am predicting $10. This person commented, Abs, you should put your Venmo in the video description for others to donate as well. I'm appreciative, guys, and I love the donations. I'm so thankful to each and every single person who shows up here and donates. But I'm really just excited to kind of do this channel and talk with you all. The donations are like the icing on the cake. So thank you so much. And a big shout out to you, Clinton. You're one of the best. DJ Q with the $10 Canadian donation. We love our Canadians here in the Good Evening Crypto community. He commented, the best part of this is enjoying watching the GMC family so happy. As one of my other YouTubers says, let's get rich together. I love that quote. That may have to be a new quote for the Good Morning Crypto. Maybe I'll start ending the show by saying, let's get rich together. That's a great saying. Shout out to you, DJ Q, and a big thank you for the $10 donation on this Sunday morning. Now, I am going to be golfing later this afternoon, so I'm going to do this live for about an hour. We have 16,000 people joining us, guys. And if you're new to the show, head on over to the Good Evening Crypto channel. This is my brand new Good Evening Crypto channel. I do an update every single day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And as you can tell, this video we did last week was booming. How much XRP you need to become a millionaire? Got 31,000 views. I'm currently at 6.69 thousand subscribers. When I pass 10,000 subscribers, I am giving away for free that signed David Schwartz hat, but you must be a subscriber in order to win. So if you enjoy this content, head on over, subscribe to the brand new Good Evening Crypto channel. Now, I covered this earlier in the episode for you all, guys, but Hedera and XLM have been the two top performing assets throughout the past week. Hedera has done over $1.4 billion worth of volume in the last 24 hours and is up over 100% in just the last 7 days. But it's not just Hedera. It is XLM that is also outperforming, currently trading at about 46 cents in value. But look at the daily volume, $2.46 billion in daily volume for XLM. That to me is very reminiscent of the November pump that we saw for the XRP community. We saw these projects starting to move and we saw the volume. You can see it here, guys. I'll pretend like we never went through this before. I just accidentally zoomed in on this. That's unfortunate. Give me a second to kind of figure this whole thing out. But what I was trying to point out here, guys, was that back in November for the XRP community, a great indicator was that the volume began to pick up as this momentum came into this market. Look, these candles, they correlated with large daily volume. So keep that in mind. As the volume began to increase, the XRP price chart continued to increase as well. And you're seeing the live data. Look at the volume spike. That correlated with an XRP price spike. So why is that relevant? Because the H-bar volume and the stellar volume are pumping as we speak. And this goes for XRP as well. I covered this earlier. XRP did $16 billion in daily volume on Friday when we had that first daily closure above 260. Well, there were $1 billion worth of volume being completed by the hour in South Korea. So in South Korea, every hour, depending on the time of day, we were seeing $1 billion worth of XRP be traded in total volume. That is a great sign for both XRP and the entire crypto community. Now, Joseph Way said, abs and 833 added on a Sunday. Let's pump. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Johnny Krypto, guys. Johnny Krypto, he's living the dream, and he lives in Connecticut. He doesn't get a lot of warm days, so he's enjoying his time out on the lake. Big shout out to Johnny Krypto, getting tan and handsome, as we like to say. Shout out to our boy. Now, I'm going to take a moment and just play a couple of videos here because I think Senator Loomis did a great job of outlining how we could see major tax changes here inside the United States. And this could all be starting this week as Crypto Week kicks off for the United States. Let's play this 60-second clip and discuss it, and then we'll break down the XRP pump. Here it is.
Now, the goal, of course, of all of this is to make America the crypto capital of the world. And I can say no lawmaker in Capitol Hill has done as much as to make that a reality as my next guest, Senator Cynthia Lummis. And Senator, I got to tell you, it's been absolutely phenomenal. I just want to ask, could you have imagined the speed and the breadth of this crypto acceptance on Capitol Hill just a year ago from where we are now?
Charles, I couldn't. We were working with a banking committee that hadn't put a piece of legislation out in 7 years. And here in year 8, we put out the Genius Act and got it past the Senate. We have the House putting out market structure legislation in addition to legislation to prevent central bank digital currency. This is big stuff, and it's been a long time coming. This industry is maturing. The time is now.
Wow, this is interesting, Hannah. Big shout out to you. We're getting some live updates here. And she commented, Abs, Robert Lucas asked about the news where Grayscale is possibly suing the SEC for not approving their ETF. Now, I'm not privy to that news, but I will do some research and I will be covering that tomorrow on Good Morning Crypto, especially if it's relevant. Eric commented, South Korea loves XRP. Well, here's something new. The United States also loves XRP. This is a great comment from Gonzo, and Gonzo always coming with the fire TA. He said, that move above 285 was a fake out to trap the traders. They send it down. The shorts will pile up and they will send it back up. So you heard it right there. We may experience another short-term pullback for XRP, but I've been saying it time and time again. And Gonzo, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I have that optimism. We may get that daily closure above 285 today. And if that occurs, we are going to have several daily closures above $3 for XRP. Gonzo, give me some thoughts. Do you think we'll get the daily closure today? I'd love to hear what you have to say on that topic. He also commented, XLM and H-bar will be hitting a resistance soon. Pick your spot and do not FOMO. FOMO means fear of missing out. So if you're new to crypto, that's what that means. Huge shout out to Chris Palmer. Chris Palmer with the $10 donation. And he had to say, what's up, guys? Glad to see you on this beautiful Sunday. XRP is pumping. And here's my new saying, let's get rich together. I want to give a big shout out to the other donation we just got from DJQ, who said, let's get rich together. But huge thank you to Chris Palmer as well with the $10 donation. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Canadians. Shout out to the Americans. We're all going to get rich. As long as XRP continues to do what it's done, we are on the precipice of the alt season that we have all been predicting. Live chat, I would love to hear, just to see how many people are newer investors in crypto. One's in the live chat if you just bought crypto for the first time in 2025. Two's in the live chat if you've been here for at least 2024 and beyond. I would love to see how many people are newer and experiencing this for the first time. This person commented, I think XRP is going to 335. That would be phenomenal. But again, we need that daily closure and weekly closure above 285 to really push XRP into that next level for the price chart. You can see it right here. I drew the line very clearly. We start getting daily closures above 285. It's going to be a quick road back to 310 and eventually to brand new all-time highs here as we've been predicting, guys. But there's a lot of people who have been here for a while. We got a couple of new guys. Shadow Wolf, shout out to you for being a new investor. Bob Johnson with the 3 in the chat. Shout out to Bob Johnson, always here. We appreciate you, my friend. I'm new this year on XRP. Welcome to the community. And get ready, guys, because if you're new to XRP, if you didn't have to go through all this adversity, I'm going to call this like the spoiled. You guys are like the youngest children in the XRP community. You know how there's typically like the oldest child is the most responsible, the middle child doesn't get enough attention, and the youngest child, they get whatever they want. The parents are tired at that point. They're just ready to trust the child and let him be. That's kind of like the XRP community right now. If you just came in, if you're the youngest child in the XRP community, you are so spoiled by all the positive headlines, all the positive price action. The case is over. The ETFs are sitting at the SEC. The Genius Act might get passed. The Clarity Act is on the precipice of getting passed. It's just a new day and age here. So enjoy it, guys. If you just came in, you're probably divinely guided, as they like to say, right? You got into this thing at the perfect time because this thing is about to rocket in a way that we have never seen before. And Lovestock said, LOL, this analogy is amazing, Abs, right? Shout out. Now, guys, I'd like to know, do you think I'm the oldest, middle, or youngest child? Because I'll tell you right now, I'm the middle child. I'm the middle child. I'm the second of 4, just in case people were wondering or trying to guess by some of my personality traits. Now, I also want to give a big shout out to Alex Cobb. If Alex Cobb goes live today, guys, I have a message for the Good Evening Crypto community. I would love if you guys can do me the favor of getting Alex Cobb on Good Morning or Good Evening Crypto for an interview. I've been asking him for a long time, and he told me last bull market, when XRP gets above $3, he would come on Good Morning Crypto. Well, we're very close. So I'd love to hear, guys, if you can do me a solid. It's a totally free way to help out the show. Let's get Alex Cobb on the channel and let's do a group interview together as the Good Evening Crypto community. Massive thank you. John Patterson with the $5 donation. He commented this: I believe everything is manipulated and we are waiting on the powers that be. Shout out to you, John Patterson. And you know what? I have a similar mindset where I think when the floodgates are ready to open, they'll open. We're going to see dozens of companies start talking about and using blockchain here in 2025. We're just waiting on regulation. The moment that regulation hits this market, we go from 3.5, 3.7 trillion where we are today, well above $5 trillion in total market cap. Love Stocks commented, almost 1,000 friends in here, guys. We are on the precipice of breaking 1,000 live listeners on the brand new Good Evening Crypto channel. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. This person said, what do you think about the closed door meeting with the SEC, Abs? Now, this is something I've been reading a lot about. I think it's just the Sunshine Act. I don't think it's anything ridiculous, but let me know, guys. Fill me in if I'm missing some details there. This person said, Cobb said he just doesn't do interviews, but loves you, Abs, and loves the Good Morning Crypto show. Now, here's the deal. I know he doesn't do interviews, but it's us, guys. It's us. We're going to give him a softball. There's going to be no pressure here. It's just going to be Alex Cobb chatting it up, doing what he typically does. All we want, 15 minutes of his time, because I think Alex Cobb would love to come on the Good Morning Crypto show, love to talk to you guys and answer questions. And yeah, I think it'd just be a phenomenal collaboration. As you guys know, I've interviewed Bearable Bull, Mark Yusko. I mean, you name it. Gary Cardone, Brad Kimes, Crypto Erie, Mickle, Zach Rector. I've interviewed every single major player essentially in the XRP space. I've interviewed the digital asset investor. I would love to add Alex Cobb to that list. And I think it's deserved. I would love to add Alex Cobb to the interview list. I think it's just a necessary growth. So that's all I'm going to say on it. Shout out to Alex Cobb. You're nothing special. Just another grifter, says RPM. Thank you for the reminder. And I don't think I'm something special, but I think the XRP community is on the precipice of something very special here inside the United States. Now, he also commented, your ego is so big, you need a psychedelic ego death, Abs. Shout out to RPM, pretending as if he knows me because he sees me for 55 minutes on a live stream. Now, continuing, guys, and I've never done a psychedelic for the record. Never done it. Dennis commented, Johnny at the boat store and Abs hitting the bag. Shout out. Listen, guys, you know the deal. Johnny gets $2 out of every $100 is donated on this channel. And that's a joke, of course. Here's what XRP Bart had to say. $500 XRP by December. Love Abs. What up, Johnny? Big shout out to XRP Bart. And I'm thankful and appreciative for your $20 donation, my friend. You guys are making my morning on this Sunday. Couldn't be more excited to just celebrate the pump and be here with all you guys in the XRP community. We love you guys. Seriously. Even you, RPM. He said, so much chat, poop Abs. RPM, listen, I can handle the criticism, but you got to have valid criticism, right? You can't affect, it's got to cut deep if it's going to affect me, right? So I gotta be transparent. And here's what's pretty cool. After going, I know, Dennis, you know that, of course. Gonzo works with me every single day. Abs is humble as hell. You guys know, I've been doing this show 3.5 days. Thick skin it's an underestimate, right? I got bulletproof vest on my chest, and I'm ready for the criticism because obviously I should be criticized. I'm somebody who's talking on YouTube. I am open to the criticism, my friends, and I'm always looking to improve. If there's one thing I'll tell you guys, I am always going to continue to evolve and improve, and I think this channel is a primary example of that. And you know what's really cool? Anybody who's been following the advice of Good Morning Crypto and Good Evening Crypto has been proven correct. You've made money. You're enjoying this ride. And this is the people, I'm going to lean into the love. As Kim says, we love our abs. Shout out to you guys. And I do love and appreciate each and every single one of you. Hardest working man in crypto. Now, here's what's awesome, guys. After this live stream, I'm celebrating the pump with you all. I'm going to play around to golf with my brothers. Here's another thing that about the ego. I'm the worst golfer. I am so bad at golf, guys, but I'm working to get better. My brother John, he's great. My brother Michael, he's better than me. I am the laggard when we go out golfing. So if you guys have some golfing tips, that would be greatly appreciated. Give me some pointers. How can I correct my form and get better? There's going to be a lot of golf if XRP keeps doing what it does. So shout out to you guys. We love and appreciate every single one of you. And Tracy Loger, shout out to you. I see you all the time. Big thank you to you for being so awesome. Abs keeps us motivated. That's what it's all about. I'm on here just trying to spread some positive energy, have some fun with you all, enjoy the pump, and enjoy the fact that we are all getting rich together. Now, Don John said, it's all in the hips. Jason commented, hit the ball. And KG said, Abs, are you golfing with Bree? I'm not golfing with Bree. Bree's in California. I am all the way in Boston, Massachusetts. So I would golf with Bree if she's up for it. Fly out to Boston. I'll play around to golf. She can give me some pointers. Black Squirrel, aka Thomas, you just made my morning. Thank you so much, Thomas. I'm seriously so appreciative of this, guys. $100 donation from Black Squirrel, aka Thomas. And what's really interesting, Thomas, I'm going to shout you out every single time. This is the first listener ever who was a listener of Good Morning Crypto who was able to join the show live. Yes, he's just a listener, and he was out there in XRP Las Vegas. We got to spend some time with him. Badass dude, cool dude. Can't wait to celebrate and spend more time with you, Thomas. Here's what he said. Abs, thank you for being here for this community as always. Through the ups and downs, always. You're the man. Love you, brother. Let's get this effing bag. I couldn't agree with you more. Shout out to you, Thomas. And the love is mutual. Me and Johnny actually talk about Thomas a bunch now after that Las Vegas trip. And Thomas, feel free to plug the Discord. Thomas and a bunch of great Good Morning Crypto community listeners created a Discord where all these like-minded people are in there together. I'm not even in there, guys. I will be. I just don't use Discord, to be quite frank, but I heard about it. I couldn't be more excited about it. The whole reason we do this show is to build a community of like-minded individuals. Shout out to Thomas and Julie and Allie and anybody else who took initiative. KG, just being a part of this community. You guys are what make this so special. Jonathan commented, ban RPM for $2. I don't want to ban him, guys, because I think the criticism, it's fine. I'm unaffected by it. And quite frankly, the comments are good for the algorithm. So RPM, smash that like button, keep commenting. We appreciate and love all you guys. XRP Timester said $5 donation. Massive thank you. And I did want to give a massive thank you to Jonathan as well. Huge thank you for the $2, Jonathan. We appreciate every donation. He said, much love, Abs, and to all the guys for all the time and alpha you provide us all. Shout out to Mario. Shout out to Gonzo. Shout out to Johnny Krypto. I got the best team members in the game. You want to talk about humble? These guys are high quality individuals behind the scenes and on camera. Shout out to the team. And hopefully, guys, XRP Timester, like I keep saying, you follow the advice, we're going to make a whole lot of money together. That's awesome, guys. Abs, this person said, Abs, I will give you a lot of credit for not blocking the negativity. Listen, the people talk about a democracy. I think people should be able to say what they have to say, because if it's not a valid comment, then it just doesn't matter. And if it is a valid criticism, then I'll take it to heart and I'll work to improve. So I'm unaffected by the criticism, guys. Shout out to you all. Dennis commented, $2, massive thank you. My in-law, head of golf at Hyannis Sport in the Cape. Now, Dennis, we may have to make a connection there. Let's go out to Hyannis. Let's play around to golf. That would be freaking awesome. And anybody who's in Massachusetts, throw a 1 in the live chat. I did that earlier, but I forgot to look. I would love to hear how many of our listeners right now are out there in Boston or around the Boston, Massachusetts area, just like myself. Thank you, guys. Joseph Ray commented, break out that foot wedge, Abs. Shout out to Joseph Ray. We love and appreciate you, man. I always see you here, and thank you so much for the $10 donation. I don't surf. I can tell this guy's a surfer. I would love to learn how to surf as well, guys. If anybody surfs, shout out to you. Seems a little bit like one of those things that's difficult to learn. Wow, look at all the Bostonians we got. We got Bobby Carlson, Jay Jacob. Shout out to you. I didn't know you were a Bostonian. We've got Jen X Crypto, one Let's Play. Dennis said, I can't get on with the laughing emojis. Shout out to all you guys. You're the best. And Gonzo, shout out to you as well. He said, Abs is the best ever. You should see him live. It's a gift, guys. You don't have to fantasize about seeing me live. You are witnessing a live program as we speak. Shout out to you guys. And I just did an hour. We did an hour solo dolo together here celebrating the XRP pump on this Sunday morning. We got 19,200 live listeners watching on all platforms. If you enjoyed this content, I am so thankful for each and every single donation. But if you want to help us out for absolutely free, just smash that like button. We appreciate it, guys. Hannah just commented, and Hannah, I added the mod status. Shout out to Hannah, an amazing daily listener. Really appreciative of her being a member of this community as well. 579 likes. Smash the likes, guys. You know the deal. We got to get to 589. That's got to be a positive omen to kick off the week here, guys. 589 likes on the Good Evening Crypto program. But again, we already have so many people listening, watching, and enjoying this content. Go out, touch some grass, hug some family. It's summer. If you're in New England, go spend some time at the beach, connect with some friends, and enjoy the fact that your future looks bright. And I butchered that, but the truth is your future looks bright. Your best days are in front of you. Lean into that. Lean into optimism. Lean into gratitude. That's what's going to keep you in that positive mindset. I mean, think about it, guys. The XRP community right now, we're up over like 450% in the last 12 months. We went from 50 cents all the way to $3, and we're right on the precipice of doing that again. I do want to give a huge shout out to Clay Davis. Now, Clay Davis, you're the man. Now, here's why Clay Davis is the man, right? He said, I just got back from the range myself. It was hot as a MF. Now, Clay Davis, you're the man, because what happened is somebody accidentally blocked him on the Good Morning Crypto show, and there's an issue with the Google Cloud, and I can't figure out how to unblock him. Clay Davis went and created a second YouTube account to still show up and comment in the live chat. So I'm super thankful for your commitment, man, and we appreciate you. Hopefully one day we can play some golf together. And one thing about Clay Davis, looks like a buff dude. Shout out to the gym goers in the live chat as well. Health is wealth, my friends. Now, I do just want to say thank you, guys. I'm going to begin wrapping it up. We did an hour and 2 minutes. I'm just going to hit some of the thank yous for the donations like we always do. I read off every person who donated and give a special thank you. So I just want to say thank you once again to Xavier, to Mike Brown, to El Jefe, a.k.a. the boss man in the live chat. Shout out to El Jefe. I love that nickname. George Michael, Onzo, JB, Crypto Clay. Massive shout out to JB, Crypto Clay, and Onzo. You guys are awesome. And George Michael. Kronos with the $5 donation. Shout out to his family. Blessings and positivity coming your direction, my friend. William Brenner. Shout out to Jesus. Glory is his. Shout out to you, William Brenner, as well. DJ Q said the best part of this, enjoying the GMC community. Get rich together. Shout out and big thank you to DJ Q, Chris Palmer, John Patterson, Dennis, XRP Bart, and Black Squirrel with the MVP $100 donation. Black Squirrel, I'm going to do myself a favor, take a little picture of this. Because, guys, Black Squirrel is one of my favorites, and I couldn't be more happy that you were the first listener to ever join us on stream. So shout out to you, man. I think you're going to do some amazing things. I feel really special, positive energy from a lot of people, but specifically from Thomas. He's a great guy. Jonathan, big thank you. XRP Timester, massive thank you. Joseph Ray, huge thank you. Guys, holy cannoli, the live chats are coming in like crazy. Scott Obrist said, abs, show us your abs. For $2, I won't do it, Thomas. Listen, I am more than happy to show you the abs, but this is a Good Evening Crypto program. Maybe we'll have to do a good evening or a good after hours crypto. Then we'll have some shirtless shows followed by Johnny Crypto. And that's a joke, of course. But XRP Plumbing, shout out to you, my friend. Massive, massive donation, $100 donation. Thank you so much. We are appreciative. And I'm going to tell you guys, because of this donation, I'm going to keep rocking and rolling another 5 minutes just because I think it's necessary. If you're going to keep the donations rolling in, we're loving and we appreciate every single one of you. He said this, after this crypto week in Washington, there is going to be a major shift in the United States. I guarantee it. I'm with you. XRP Plumbing, huge thank you for the donation, but I absolutely agree. This week kicks off the next 6 months for the crypto community. And whether it's Crypto Week, whether it's the Genius Bill, whether it's the Clarity Act, all of these different positive catalysts are yet to happen. None of this has occurred yet, and we are still trading at $2.85. So live chat, let me ask you, what do you think occurs when we wake up and the Genius Act is passed and the Clarity Act is passed and the crypto ETFs are approved for both XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Algorand? The spigots of liquidity that we have been talking about are being turned on forever. They're never going to be turned off again. And that is why I think anybody who's here and owns these assets is going to have a chance to make more money than they have ever made before. It really just is about capitalizing on the opportunity, guys. And I turned my notifications off now. I apologize about that. Pulling a little Johnny Crypto here this morning. But XRP Plumbing, massive thank you for the $100 donation. You guys made my day. Love this. Couldn't be happier. A more positive way to kick off the week, guys. Jay Portagi, shout out to you. Massive $5 donation. We are appreciative, my friend. He said, best team on the planet, getting wealthy together. DJ Q, shout out to you, my friend. I love the saying, let's get rich together. That's what the XRP community tatted on my chest, my friends. But we love you guys. We appreciate you all. We're an hour and 5 minutes into the show. I do just want to remind you guys, another major headline, I don't think it's being talked about nearly enough here, is this one. The XRP Ledger's Ethereum virtual machine sidechain passed $100 million in total volume. When we compare this to other blockchains like Solana and Ethereum, and a massive thank you, Joe Weber, $2 donation. When you look at, and I'll get to it, guys, I just want to finish the speech. When you look at Solana and Ethereum, 10 to 20% of their total circulating supply is locked on the Ethereum virtual machine. So that means that when you are locked in DeFi contracts, so for Solana, it's obviously not the EVM, but that means that when you're looking at the market cap for Ethereum, I'll give you guys the data on this live. We'll kind of cover this together. That means that of the $360 billion that is Ethereum's market cap, about 36 billion of that is trapped in DeFi. So for XRP, if we apply that same ratio, we could be on our way going from $100 million, which is where we are today with this Ethereum virtual machine. And this just went live 14 days ago. So it just began. We are on the precipice of going from 100 million to 1 billion to 10 billion, and eventually maybe catching up to that 10% ratio of about $30 billion, guys. So this is just the beginning. And it's another way that XRP is going to be removed from the circulating supply, put into the hands of long-term investors, and be put to work earning for the XRP community. So pretty exciting. Massive shout out to Joe Weber. Joe Weber commented, we need a GMC/GEC group trip once XRP reaches $10. And this is where I go to Thomas, my friend. Shout out to Thomas. You're the guy, right? So if we're going to do this, I say we plan something. And of course, I'm putting a little bit of pressure on Thomas. It's not meant to be that way. But we talked about having a meetup, $10 XRP. I think we all get together in Tampa or Miami, Florida. We fly down, we celebrate. Maybe we spend a couple of days together. We chat, we get food. Whatever you guys think would be valuable, it's going to happen, said Thomas. And he's the one who's going to make it happen, guys. This person said, Abs, you're the man. Thank you for all you do. I appreciate you. May God continue to bless you. Shout out to you, Joe. Joe Silva, big thank you. I appreciate those kind comments like that. I really, really do. Greece Morning Crypto, whatever that means. Greece, I think he means the country. Good morning, crypto from Greece. That would be pretty exciting. But guys, thank you. We love you. We're appreciative of you. We got over 20,000 live listeners. If you enjoyed this content and you're not watching on YouTube, head on over to the brand new Good Evening Crypto channel. That is the Good Evening Crypto channel on YouTube. I do a video every single day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we do spontaneous lives just like this. When positive, exciting things are happening, you're going to get a live stream out of me. We're going to come together and celebrate as the XRP community should. Crypto Bob with the $2 dono. Always a pleasure, buddy. The future is bright. Crypto Bob, your future is bright as well, because I assume you're an XRP investor. So shout out to you guys. Bless you all. Have an amazing weekend. Go out, touch some grass, hug some family. Bailey coming in with all the hearts. Everybody knows Bailey always comments the most hearts we've ever seen in the live chat. She loves this program. Triple X Billionaire said, thanks, Abs, for all you do. Remain blessed. We're blessed together. And what's so awesome, guys, is that we're all like-minded. We're all on this journey together. I can't say that enough. It's so cool that we all found each other, and we're not just going to get rich and feel like isolated. We have this community to lean on that is getting rich together. Now, Jack Chung commented, smash that like button. That's how I know Jack Chung's a daily loyal listener. Shout out to Jack Chung with the $5 donation. We love and appreciate every single one of you. And I'm super thankful for the donations that you all have given me today. This has been so exciting. It's really been an amazing experience. And maybe we'll have to do more of these Sunday morning lives or Saturday night lives. If people want them, I'm willing to do it. I'm always willing to put in the work for the XRP community. But guys, I do always give thank yous to all the live donations. We just got a bunch more donations, so I'm going to have to thank a bunch more people. I want to thank Joseph Ray. Big shout out to the main surfer of the GEC community. Shout out to Scott. He said, show us your abs. Not for $2. That was my response. A big thank you to you. And of course, I'm kidding. XRP Plumbing, huge thank you. Can't tell you how appreciative I am. I am going to use this $100 donation to play a round of golf today. So thank you so much, XRP Plumbing. And I'm keeping it lighthearted, guys. Of course, Jay Portagi, huge thank you for the $5 dono. Joe Weber, massive thank you. Crypto Bob, shout out to you, buddy. He said, always a pleasure and the future is bright. The future is bright, my friends, and it's just getting started. And finally, Jack Chung, $5 donation. Smash that like button to end the episode. Now, huge thank you to you as well, Jack. We appreciate you guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm running out of breath. I talked straight hour and 10 minutes. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. This person said, how much to show abs then, abs? Give us a price. Listen, if somebody gives $100 and says, show your abs, sure. I'm more than willing to do it. I just think that's not what the people want, right? So shout out to you. Remember your OG's abs. Now, Charles, you are absolutely an OG. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go and add Charles as a moderator right now before I end the stream. The way I add moderators, I have to go to the live stream, click on your comment in the live chat, and then add you from there. So bear with me here, guys. I am going to be adding Charles as a moderator. I'm also going to add Bobby because I think Bobby said he is not a moderator in the live chat yet. I'm going to get that done very quickly as well. So let me just do this as we kind of wrap up today's stream. We do have over 20,000 people here. People care about the XRP price action because we've been waiting for it, guys. Don't underestimate what's happening right now. We could be on the precipice of those bold predictions everyone has been talking about, right? $10, $30, $50. It doesn't matter. I really believe we're on the precipice of something historic and massive here. And whether you're sitting around waiting for $5 or $10 or $50, somebody said, don't objectify us, abs. I love that comment. That's a funny one. It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter. We've waited. We're in our new era, and pretty soon the XRP community is going to be thriving in a way that we've been predicting for years. So shout out to you. Charles, I'll never forget you, man. You are an OG and you are officially a moderator. He said, loves GMC. The live chat question that we asked you all today, does XRP get a daily close above $2.85? Well, as you can tell right now, guys, we are trading at $2.84. 91% of the live chat believes we get a $2.85 weekly close today. So shout out to you guys. You're amazing. And Clinton, let me know your X. I will follow you. He said, abs, I'm still waiting for abs to follow me on X. Shout out to you, Clinton. I follow my friends. You are one of them. I'm definitely going to be following you. So let me know what your name is in the live chat and I'll give you a follow. Shout out to you guys. Tracy said, don't show them your abs. You are more than your abs. LOL. Yeah, guys, as somebody said, don't objectify them, right? I like that one. That one's pretty funny. Hannah said 650 plus likes. Thank you so much. Massively thank you. We broke 650 likes on this live stream. That is so amazing and so phenomenal. This channel was only started about 65 days ago, guys. And you guys are so amazing, showing up, listening, exciting every single day. I'm wrapping it up, but you know how I roll. It's always one more question. John said, abs, at least do a double bicep. Single bicep for John in the chat. Shout out to you guys. The sleeper build, as they like to say. Now, what I was just breaking down, and I forget, but Charles just came in with the $10 donation. He said, boom, absolutely thank you. And I see you, Clinton. Okay, Schultze, you've been saved. I'm going to follow you later on today. Charles commented, boom, $10 donation. Massive thank you to you all. Another $10 dono from the best community and the best live chat in all of crypto, and an OG. Shout out to Charles, a Steelers fan in the live chat. Poor guy. As I like to say, I'm a Patriots fan, guys. We're spoiled over here. Huge thank you. We love you guys. We appreciate you all. I could keep rambling and talking, but the reality is we covered what we need to today. The XRP community is on the precipice of something historic. Don't get caught up in the FOMO. Don't be overinvested in the short-term price action. We already broke out. And it really is just about seeing how high do we go from here. With that being said, I love you guys. We appreciate you all. We'll be back. I always say in 23 hours is kind of how I end it. But the reality is it's going to take until 5 p.m. tomorrow. If XRP goes above $3 today, I will be going live once again. So turn on your notifications. I'll be going live once again on the Good Evening Crypto show tonight if we get above $3. So you heard it here first, guys. We love you guys. We appreciate you all, and we'll see you in the next one.